As we have got in the top left-hand corner, the red Terran player repping Team Liquid, knocking his teammate out in the previous round to get here. This is Kua. Playing against the blue Protoss on the bottom right side, we have MaxPax. Game 1 of the best of 3 TVP. As we get this up and running on Oceanborn, we get this settled in, and we look to see how things are gonna go as they start everything off. So, getting everything started, getting everything going. Racks and the gas coming up, the gate and the gas coming through, and get everything settled down for a couple of moments. Let's see the probe nibbling at the SCV. The SCV has to back away. Rax is about to finish up. See that orbital, command center, reactor, but everything coming through, the Nexus and the Cybercore coming up, the assimilator building as well. Just getting all of that completed as RCC will land in on the natural. Gonna finish that assimilator here as MaxPax. Yeah, Adept popping out. It's going to be shading across. Obviously, try and put some pressure on early, try and get in some positions to see how things are going to settle down in these early stages. So, moving right on over. SCV going to be under some fire, under some duress. And as the Marine comes back over, and the Zealot will take some shots as well. As a couple Marines are going to show up. Zealot and the Adept combined are going to move up, and the SCV getting chased. 2 more SCVs have to pull down. No bunker here. These MaxPax will get some decent damage. 2 SCVs, both the Zealot and Adept currently alive. The Adept even turning around to get another shot off to help scare those Marines off and give his Zealot a bit of time to regen some shields. Adept 2 coming in a second. Obviously still not enough to one-shot Marines. Need 3 Adepts for that, and that would have been really good if you had that right now. As the Zealots can still tank, and that's the issue. These Marines getting chased down, more popping, sure, but the Zealot will tank a few shots and give the Adepts a chance to get up and do okay. The Adepts commit to the shade, which means they're in the mineral line. And we're going to start killing some SCVs. There goes 1, there goes 2. Obviously, this is now flatland where you can fight against the Marines as well. I think the priority here is absolutely going to be on SCV kills. Maybe one more shot on that Marine that's low. Might actually still get it here as the Marines come over to the corner to get the Adept. The Adept doesn't have time to fire before being killed. Good attempt, though, as we just have the orbital command on the low ground, setting up Blank, Gateway's Robo Facility, all still building. We have ourselves the army of Kua begin to move through to the center of the map. So making a little bit of a journey across down to the bottom right side. Hey, what's up, Stancops? Thank you so much for the 4-month resub on the Prime. Hordy the Trusty Goat. Thank you so much for the generous words and the resub. Appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. I'm just going to move through a couple Storks getting shot at. We are going to see the medevac obviously helping provide some healing here. And, well, actually, the Prism has to come back from MaxPax to help save some of these Storks. A little bit of a push across the map. And we have ourselves Kua able to start putting some work in. Couple probes going down. 9 workers killed so far. Storks continue to fight. Medevac taking a few more shots of damage. We are going to get rid of the Medevac there. These Marines still taking hits. The probe still going down. And it's going to be 12 workers killed. What a counterattack from Q to get 12 workers. Puts himself in a worker lead. Plus, he will have mules to work with as well. So that's obviously a fantastic position just across the board here for Q. Man, that was one hell of a counterattack. No messing about at all for Q in that one. More Stalkers will warp in. The Observer and the Probe still producing through, ready to make a blink up to the high ground now. We have our Siege Tank getting shot very quickly. As one Stalker goes down, the other couple Stalkers in some trouble. Got Micro from MaxPax. He needs to find something here, but I'm not sure if this is really going to be enough. 4 SCVs. Puts him back on a worker lead, so there's something positive there, if nothing else. Stalkers blink onto the natural. MaxPax is one of the best at finding positions and openings with those Stalkers. That's why his 4-gate blink play was always such a terrifying one. Prism so close to going down there. He took some probe damage at the same time back at home, so that's also going to be hurting. Not exactly ideal. Stalker's still firing. A few more probes coming in. So Stalkers continue up to this high ground. Stimpack is actually going to get denied here. A few more Stalkers still building up as well. Continue to get those through. As this is still got potential as MaxPax. Look at that blink back as well. Realizes he can get away to the sides and not take the tank shot. Now fighting the starport. SCV still off the line, and MaxPax is starting to wrestle this back into his favor. MaxPax making the plays. Blink saying that's another tank going down. What a huge deal that is, as these Stalkers just going to be backing it up. A few more Marines coming through. There's still Stalkers in the main base on top of the tank as well, so they're going to get rid of that. MaxPax splitting his units to try and create opportunities now, and if we've gotten rid of the tanks, potential here, we still have Blink available too. That tank will never be able to siege and do anything. There are a few Stalkers getting surrounded by SCVs. Marines coming in. The Prism needs to save the day. The Prism got very close to the Marines there. I thought it might have been in too much trouble, but it does get out. However, MaxPax loses a lot of Stalkers in the process. More Stalkers warp in. Again, +1 attack and Stimpack coming through. Actually going to get rid of this bunker on the low ground, which is nice. One less kind of defensive holding point for Kua. As the Stalkers pull away, the SCVs will take a few more shots. Next to Stalkers warping in as well. A few Marines still getting shot at. Depot going down. We are going to see MaxPax blinking across. SCVs will take extra shots of damage. Stalkers continue to come around, and we just see a few SCVs still going down. Tank is going to be set there. Stimpack, +1 armor coming up. We are going to see the Stalkers blinking in, going to get a tank as well once more. MaxPax is down 50 in army supply. You cannot really fight the Marine Force head on, and once Stim is done, that's going to be a huge, huge deal. Stalkers blink out. The Marines continue to go through. A few more Stalkers get warped in. Stalkers blinking up again. Continue to try and trade this. The Prism continue to lift up a few of these Stalkers, microing them around. Marines are kind of getting bled out at the moment. A tank will siege. Blink out from the main base. Nexus, Forge, Battery, all being brought through. Even Charge getting started up here on the side of MaxPax, so bringing that in as well. MaxPax with the 3 base coming up and online. Very fun game so far, action-packed, and definitely, MaxPax, doing damage early, then Q countering. MaxPax has been on the offense ever since, trying to drag himself back into a leading position. Worker count is fairly even. As you can see, the third CC of Cure is probably going to die here, so that's a nice catch from MaxPax. That's a very simple denial. Starboard still doesn't have an add-on on it either. The fact he has Stim now is such a big deal, though. The Bioforce is going to be so much better at dealing with gateway units such as Stalkers. That is such a huge part of this game. That upgrade being available is massive right now. Absolutely massive. Well, Barracks still coming up as Q establishes into the mid-game. I do think he's better set for the mid-game. 1-1 already done. Combat Shield's being there. The Bioforce typically just a better mid-game army as well. The Bio units will just stim up. Stalkers are going to get pushed away. Extended Thermal Lance and +1 attack continue to come by. Raven going to come around the back as well. Gear already drops some auto turrets in. A couple of those probes take some damage, and with double auto turret, you can out DPS a battery's healing. So you get a few workers. So auto turret puts in the work. Battery gets drained of energy as well, so that's going to be an open space to harass in the future too. And the extra zealots finish. MaxPax has found his way to a Colossus, so getting into that AoE tech, which would help a lot. Stalkers will fight, the Marines will take damage. Stalkers do have to blink away in the end. I do feel like MaxPax is kind of done dealing damage with those Stalkers across the map. I can't really see that continuing too much further. The extended Thermal Lance about to finish the +2 attack upgrade on the way up on the Forge as well. Still got Forge number 2 on the way out. The Dark Shrine coming in with the cannon. I guess I'm going to pick on the Hallucinations, trying to scout around, and Kira's army does seem terrifyingly powerful at the moment. It looks so good. As he chases forwards, a couple more Stalkers get dropped. Still have 2-2 of Kira on the way, so again looking to extend that upgrade advantage for a while longer. As MaxPax will try and dive in with the Prism. Kira just going to pull back and deal with this. Don't want to let this go too far. We're actually going to see the Prism potentially denied before the warp in. Nope. Viking shots are a little bit too late for that, so the Zealots do get the warp in before the Prism dies, and that'll keep Kira pulling back, and MaxPax trying to hit the third base at the same time, taking advantage of this situation. He doesn't have a lot to hit the third base with. It really was the out-positioning that he was hoping to capitalize on here, which he does okay with. Don't get me wrong, he gets 7 SCVs out of this thus far, but there's also a lot of Zealots, and this army is still nowhere near secure, as we are going to go diving. Q is going to say, I want those Colossus. You get rid of those splash units, and that's going to be a huge factor. Stalkers going down, expensive units to replace as well, and units that you kind of need at this point, because you're going to need them to protect the Colossus from future Viking production. So every Stalker loss is one that will be replaced at some stage, as the Bio still chasing, gets one more Colossus too, so completely putting that tech count back down to, well, not quite 0. There's one Colossus remaining, but really resetting it in a big way. Non-Colossus is not really that scary for Terran to stim into, so that makes this army so much more manageable for the foreseeable future. As Q sets up some tanks on a fun position, safe position. Definitely going to zone a lot of his opponent's units as he looks to push in toward this 4th base. If he can win the fight over this 4th, Q is set up for success. As you're going to see 2-2 to just +1 at the moment. No +2 attack finish just yet from the Protoss. That'll be done in a moment, as we do lose some of the air units. Super Battery putting in the work. Kua was trying to lead in with the Marauders to minimize the losses he was going to take. Stalkers coming back through. A few more Zealots are coming up. As DT was actually kind of annoying. Scan's not currently available, so DT going to get free damage done. DT's across the map as well. Q's just going to dive in, try and make something of this before the DTs have their say, but I think the DTs are going to be a little bit too good. 20 workers down already, 23. Kira is losing so much economy, and he's not winning this fight. He will not win going across the map as the DTs do masses of damage, and Kira was not prepped for it at all. Mac, as we have in the top left-hand side, our red Terran player is Kira. Not winning that first game after some crazy antics. In the top right, our blue Protoss player MaxPax fighting to bring himself back in that for such a long time. Using all of the different methods and tools available to him to eventually get the GGs. Game 2 now. I'm going to Ghost River to see what will happen. And immediately an SCV across the map secure. Already going to ramp up the aggression and the aggro here for game number 2. Alright, Rack's coming up. Our Gateway and Assimilator coming in as well. We have our racks and our Cybercore continue to come about. River is being built. Factory's coming through. Just gonna have a Reaper coming up. Nexus and the Assimilator coming in. The Reaper hops into the main. Gonna go diving forwards. A grenade goes down. Probes are gonna take some shots. And the bunker dropping into the natural as well. As the Reaper will continue to go through for the probes. Gonna get rid of one. Gonna look for more. Two workers killed already. Zelt on the low ground does cancel up the bunker, as that is not a perfect Reaper wall. So mistake from MaxPax, and Cure is going to be able to yeah, a couple of probes. Not a bad start. Reaper out alive as well is obviously great. And Twilight Council as our tech choice from MaxPax here on Ghost River. Small aggressive map. MaxPax looking to Twilight on it. What's your faction in Stormgate? Oh, I have no idea, man. I haven't played enough to really pick a race to play. I'd probably just play all of them if I play Stormgate a lot. Probably just play random or something. I mean, I'm never gonna get very good at one race anymore, so just play a little bit of everything. They all play very differently, though. It's kind of, like in SC2, Zerg versus Protoss/Terran play very differently. I feel like Protoss and Terran are like the natural off races for people who play Protoss or Terran, because a lot of the skill sets come over very naturally. But that kind of applies in Stormgate, where I feel like going from Infernal to Vanguard to Celestial, every race feels so different. What bots have I got in Battle Aces? Oh, I play, my personal favorite composition so far in Battle Aces was Blink Mortar. I also enjoy playing Blink into like an advanced recall kind of mass unit strat, which was kind of cool. Worked very well against a lot of what the guys were playing kind of meta-wise. In the last time I played. Yeah, I really like the Blink opener, but I honestly feel like your opening units have so much potential to be anything. Like, they are all good and bad in their own different ways, you know? Like, I don't even know if any of them are, like, particularly, like, overly set up one way or the other. It's cool. Apart from the Crab. The Crab is not a good unit. The King Crab's amazing. The basic Crab is not pretty. Well, 2 Widowmines in the main base, apparently. The Observer will not watch that. We're going to watch these 2 Reapers and the Widowmine running on the natural. One Widowmine saved in the main. The Widowmine here does get a Stalker reaching to get that kill. It's a nice grab. Stalker is always a valuable target. And it's nice to have a single Widowmine still alive in that medevac. Did I just come back in and die? It did. Okay, so never mind. It was nice to have the idea of that medevac still alive as MaxPax reaches his blink. 3 gateways of blink pressure coming through, so not the most aggressive it can be, but absolutely looking to be a good amount of pressure in general. As we get that on the way, this Raven's still moving across the map, and the Stalkers, a few of them trailing through the center to the upper left as well, so getting that on the go. Also, here as our Raven continues across, it's going to be dropping in some auto turrets perhaps on this natural next couple of moments. Probes will be chased, and so Kira looking to deny as much mining of MaxPax as possible, take economy away from him in the early stages, and go from there. As the Reaper shows up, and actually going to get a couple probes again, so not bad. Kira got to be happy with the damage he's able to do early on. Has to be able to defend now, though. Stalkers blink in. First tank shot is good, and they're just going to have to micro these Stalkers back. They would need another blink to get on top of the tank, and that would be the issue. If you blink on top of that tank now, it's a little bit late. Are we too close to another tank popping? Yes, the next tank is up. Actually, if we siege that tank in the same place, I don't love it, but then obviously the Marines are going to be good damage dealers as well, so that alone might be okay as we're going to blink some of the Stalkers out. Going to keep 4 healthy Stalkers alive in the main base, and that means we can go and try and grab a couple of SCVs, just 1 shot, 2 shots, and then probably lift into the Prism. It's actually going to be a 3rd shot as well, so just takes 2 tank shots, and we get 3 SCVs as the Raven is still a point of contention on the other side. Going to be going for a couple of probes, so MaxPax still losing workers as he is establishing his 3rd base and is yet to really establish a worker lead in the game, which is typically going to be looking good for the Terrans, so it's got to feel great. Can actually get a tank in the front there. No, it stays alive. MaxPax does go in with the Stalkers, gives one up to get the tank. Obviously, if this is going to be a push from Q, then you do want to be serious about defending it, and I think any tank you get rid of is going to be huge. Well, scan comes in. We're going to get our Marines there to pick off the Observer. So we will be able to clean that out. The Prism shows up into the main base, and with that Prism, it's going to have a couple more Stalkers unload. We're just going to press through into the main mineral line. SCVs will be in some trouble as Stalkers in the center are going to fight the rest of the Bioforce. Prism loads back up. 1 Stalker going down. We continue to retreat away through the middle of the map. A lot of recall coming through from MaxPax. Bio showing up. Stalkers have to blink away again. I see those Stalkers going to go after the siege tank. 1 or 2 Stalkers getting shot down already. Fire going to keep on pushing forwards. Pylon denied. Powerful push from Kira at a powerful time. +1 is done. No +1 from MaxPax. He's got an upgrade lead. He's got all the bio pushes, or bio upgrades in general, with Stim and Combat Shield available to him. Across the board, this looks as though Kira should just see success. Although the Immortal drop on top of the tanks is something. We actually save the Immortal as well. If MaxPax is going to hold this, plays like that will be imperative to it. I mean, he needs to make some fancy plays if he's going to hold on here. So, definitely a step in the right direction. Kira just looks as though he's got too much bio, though. 1 tank still remaining. This 3rd Nexus is in heavy trouble. As the Prism will be a good target as well. Get rid of some of the micro potential. Thought he would have targeted that. As the Zealot Warping does come through, we get pushed back for a second, but just pulling back to reinforcements is not necessarily a bad thing. Pretty much everything apart from the Zealots are dead. And the MaxPax will type GG as Q takes advantage of the short map size to get across to the right and to pick up game 2. Game 3. Winner goes to the finals today. Bottom left-hand corner, Red Terran is going to be Team Liquid's Cure. Top right, our blue Protoss is MaxPax. We get this underway. Alright then, a final map between these two, 1 final to decide who gets to go to the grand finals today. It's going to be seeing the Cybercore on the way through. The barracks is coming about. We're going to see what the tech choice will be here from MaxPax. Alcyone might be trying to switch it up into a Stargate or so outside of these blink openers. Do things a little bit differently, maybe. Could be a cool way to kind of go about things. So, possibilities as this game number 3 gets underway. Again, the Nexus coming through for a couple of moments. And that's set up. Just for now. So yeah, again, things are ready to roll as Reactor and a Factory both come through. The SCV coming up, the Adept and the Warp Gate coming up as well. And the Nexus comes through on the natural expansion, and we do continue to see Cure just scouting about and around on the map. The Factory will finish up here in a second, as it is going to be Twilight Council. MaxPax again, so... Well, okay. Twilight Council for game number 3. I'm kind of surprised we don't see any sort of Phoenix stuff, honestly. That will come shading about. As we are going to get over here, SCV will take 2 and 3 shots. Will go down. We're going to hop up, move in toward the main base, try and see what's going on. Let's just have our blink coming through. The Warp Gate is setting up. All of that being brought into play alongside this right now. So just getting a lot of that on the go right here. See how Siege Tank continues to come through. Blink on the way, a couple of gates in the Robo facility coming out as well, so we continue to bring all of that into play as we speak. And a few Marines continue to move down also, so yeah, just everything getting set up here. Tank, Robo coming on through. Stalker's going to be there. Reaper gets turned around. See the blink about to be finished here. MaxPax going to be playing with 3 gateways once again, so he's very happy with this style. You're playing the faster barracks, the faster stim, no starports, so a little bit of a different option from Cure. He's going to approach this differently to how we've been seeing this game develop up until this point. Well, the series developed up until this point, and yeah, kind of an interesting little way to switch and mix. The Marine tank on the way across, going up to the top left-hand side here. That's actually intriguing too. Kyo with a little army just out on the map that could catch his opponent completely out of position if you're not careful for it. That's something we'll be watching out for, as again the Stalkers on the bottom side with that prism coming across, getting joined up. Ready to blink into this main base. So in we go. And, I mean, there's just not a lot here because a lot of the units are across the map already. MaxPax not target firing, a bit on the depot, a bit on the SCVs. Now we target a little bit better. As we do start to take damage, we probably begin to bring this back. We'll just blink to the low ground. Again, there's the rest of this army kind of coming through. There's not enough Stalkers here now to deny this, so it's maybe MaxPax that's in trouble. He recalls the Prism, because he's going to lose a bunch of Stalkers trying to get these tanks in the first place, so MaxPax takes a big loss already. Huge losses, in fact, as the pylon will go down. Robo and 2 gateways depowered. This is horrible. 2 tanks started, and now 1 tank remains, but you know what? That doesn't matter too much. It's, maybe we get this tank? No. No. Absolutely not. Everything from MaxPax here just falls apart. He just wasn't ready for the setup. Prism didn't really power that much. Super battery was active, but that's not going to do anything as the pylon it was attached to gets destroyed again, and Cure takes game 3. Just like that, aggressive push.